Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Wonders Propagandacast. I'm your host, Paul.A.D, the one, the only master of propaganda. Here I like defender of the fatherland, currently stuck with his cat upon him because the cat really wanted to sit on the chair so much it has savagely mauled my left hand, and so decided to afterwards just rest on me instead. So yeah, the cat's about as stubborn as I am. Anyways, off here till 1 vs 1 on Nexus. In the west it is Paul.A.D fighting for the German army. Deutschland rolling out here with the, let's just go with 11th SS Panzergrenadier Division Nordland here with elite armored Luftwaffe and Firestorm with Panzer Bulletins Infantry versus east it is Skeletron fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. We got conscript support, Lend Lease tactics and urban defense. With infantry, penal troop, and scout car bulletins here. Special Rifle Commands out there for Skeletron. Full Scale School Wagon there for Paul.A.D. Big hearty thanks to Raven GH for donating and supporting the Propagandacaster with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to you, Raven. Other people can, of course, join his heroic example donating themselves. And always just pledge and Patreon. Join the ranks of my spectacular, wondrous, and very handsome patron supporters. Links in the description. All I should know, comment, like, share, subscribe, and press that bell button so YouTube doesn't deport me to North Korea. Anyways, first engagement in the south here. Well, not one of the first engagements with Kuhwagen's full conscripts here. We got Luftwaffe Ground force here for Paul.A.D, featuring heavy fortifications, which no one really uses. Stuka Smoke Reconnaissance, Fallschirmjägers, Valiant Assault, and Airborne Assault. M3A1 on the way there for Skeletron and the Red Army. More folks on the way there for Paul.A.D, bit of skirmishing here. Kuhwagen there down to less than half health. In fact, down to 1/3 health at the moment, and quickly trending towards 1/4 health. One infantry arriving here from Skeletron, specifically just engineers, not quite infantry, but a bit more than just being nothing as well. Scout car though is out here for the Skeletron, the M3A1, for being pushed back here. Note that Skeletron is a big fan of Lend Lease tactics, and there's a good chance he's going to go for it because, well, he just really likes the doctrine. And that's actually fair if you know how to make good use of the doctrine. I mean, some players like to stick to a doctrine, but never make much use of it. But like, if you can actually make full use of the doctrine, I'd say, sure, knock yourselves out. I mean, to a degree, it's also important to enjoy playing the game, and if you do enjoy playing with the doctrine, that's fine. He's got footage of the scout car here. More constant way there for Skeletron. They're heading out on the way there for Paul.A.D. Kuhwagen there likely going to go down. M3A1 though could theoretically also go down if Skeletron's not careful. At which point, that's going to be a pretty bad trade for Skeletron, yes indeed. You may find that in most military instruction manuals throughout time, you do not trade a scout car for a Kuhwagen. Even back in the ancient time of the ancient Romans, they would say, don't trade your scout car for a Kuhwagen. Obviously they didn't know what they're talking about, but even then they were correct. Grabbing the point here with the conscripts. In the south here we got the engineers seizing the southern fuel point. 4th conscript there for Skeletron. Truck on the way there for Paul.A.D. No additional infantry could indicate he's going to go for a Fallschirmjäger focused strategy. Some players like to do that, though I will note that is fairly risky. But, if you can make it work, you can largely then hit back really hard with a lot of Fallschirmjägers. Since again, they do pack quite a punch. You do pack quite a punch, particularly once upgraded. They're effectively just better Panzer Grenadiers, which certainly shouldn't be taken lightly. Jump on is around the engineers. Around the southern point here. So far, good field control for Skeletron. We shall, of course, see where this leads. Folks moving towards the centre here for Paul.A.D. In the south, they've got constant force against the Volks and the Sturmpioniere. But it does seem like Paul is very much planning their Fallschirmjäger push. We got the mechanized retinue up there for Paul.A.D. Constantly forwards. Splitting our source a bit there. Certainly also a bit risky in some ways for Paul.A.D. Then again, at the same time, he can't really focus well either since he's got not enough troops for that. So he sort of puts himself in a bit of a bind here versus his opponent. Doesn't he make things work? And there we go. Cat gets moving. Guess he didn't want to look here to me commentate on the match too much with his head right next to me. So I can set up a bit better now. Sturmpanning around the conscripts here, we got Skeletron, as expected with Lend Lease tactics, featuring the M4C Sherman, also known as the M-Chop, the Dishka, the M5 half-track assault group, allied supply drops, and the conscript repair kits. We got the first 5 squad here for Paul.A.D, and will likely not be the only one there. dropping up on the north side here. The question, of course, is where do they drop? Oh, right there. Dropping down there. The Green Devils, as they're known by the Western Allies. What the Soviets called them, I don't know. Probably not something nice. Falcon to the conscripts and use a flame first to focus them down fast, of course, with a mix of Carnot TKs and FT-42s. Used to being shot to bits. Used to focus down, but there you go. Can easily merge the conscript with them, keeping the fight here against the Fallschirmjägers. Forcing here Paul.A.D to retreat the squad. Back here, Mechanized Raven can soon go for something, but of course he goes for. And there's a good chance here that he's going to go straight for the M5 half-track assault group, since he very much likes that one. Can certainly give you quite an edge there with a quick, M5 half-track and upgrade to the Corp map, plus you get the guards, rifle squad inside with their Thompson and other weapons. And there you go, second fighting squad for Paul.A.D and the German army, adding in some more Fallschirmjäger. Comes to the Volksgrenadiers. Fun fact, the Fallschirmjägers had their own pioneers, and they were in fact even tougher bastards than the Fallschirmjägers. Fun fact. And in fact, in general, when it came to like pioneers, they were usually a notch above whatever like type of division they're part of. Like, regular pioneers above grenadiers, panzer, pioneers, like, pioneers in a panzer division, typically a notch above panzer grenadiers, and pioneers in a Fallschirmjäger division, again, thus a notch above the Fallschirmjägers. I mean, that's really an important thing to keep in mind, but pioneers typically were considered a divisional elite alongside the reconnaissance troops. So, fun fact there. Concentrating out here for Skeletron, seizing the point here with the Fallschirmjäger. Aufgepasst. Seizing the point here, concentrating force there for Skeletron. The Red Army looks on the way there for Paul.A.D. Concentrating down the sandbags there, ground the pond with a Sturmpionierer. Looks almost, well, begun, I would say. It does have quite a bit of build time there due to the nerfs it was given several years ago now. Constantly reinforced. Do we have any medics? Yes, indeed we do. The Skeletron, very close to the M5 half-track, has the resources. Particularly has the fuel, just needs the command point. That said, the looks could definitely throw a bit of range into Skeletron's plans, and Skeletron otherwise has no anti-tank weapons, no anti-tank grenades, no anti-tank guns, no anti-tank rifles, no tank. There's nothing to really stop it with. So that's going to get a bit dicey, I think, there for Skeletron, even with M5 half-track assault group, which would normally always be quite effective, since most players typically tend not to expect it unless they actually play a bunch versus Skeletron. There we go. M5 half-track assault group out there. Mechanized assault infantry there from Skeletron. Looks like the same time arriving here for Paul.A.D and the German army. Fallschirmjägers focusing down the country here, backed up the Volksgrenadiers and the other Fallschirmjägers. That's set. The M5 half-track assault group will definitely give those Fallschirmjägers a bad time. We got the Volksgrenadiers there putting over with the Panzerfaust, ready to stop the half-track and slow down here Skeletron's mechanized ride to Berlin. And looks is very much going to throw a wrench into it very firmly. So there goes Corpman there getting hammered by the looks here. Grenade off here, and the guardsmen trying by the time of the fighting retreat. The guardsmen doing heavy damage. There go look just tears through the half track there. Fallschirmjägers though almost got wiped out. Ooh, abandoned. Lucky there for Skeletron. If Paul doesn't finish it off, it seems very unlikely. Yeah, he moves in and realizing he didn't quite finish it off. There you go, constant roaring. Anti-tank grenades almost down there for Skeletron, but sadly not in time to save the half track. There we go, damage engine, but now when he moves the conscious board, which is definitely not worth it for Skeletron. So this is going to be a great kill here for Paul.A.D versus Skeletron. And the guards rival squad is also the increasing chance of getting wiped out there if Skeletron doesn't treat them more or less immediately. I mean, they don't have any anti-tank weapons anyway, so they can't harm the looks. Except maybe with some really stinging insults. Follows the 5 minutes with the guards rifling, get a grenade off there. Doesn't even kill anyone, nice retreat past the looks. Actually, I think there's a good chance of getting wiped. Yup. Skeletron there, I think, made a few bad calls, suffered significant losses here to Paul.A.D. And while you typically don't expect the looks, you definitely shouldn't underestimate the looks. There's a reason why it got nerfed like it did in the first place. Because if it hits too fast, it's really difficult to stop. And even like with a delay on it, it can still be quite good. It's just, there's more time to bring in counters if you are expecting it. So, Little detail there that is strongly worth keeping in mind there. That said, Skeletron is obviously not in the game, still has a big fuel lead. He can still push for like armor, you know, begin beating back at Paul.A.D. But you know, his half-track plan very much got derailed here. Looks coming away. They got another anti-tank grenade off there, but with the Sturm ponies nearby, it's not going to like be a huge delay here to Paul.A.D. We got the tank from 10 command going up there for Skeletron and the Red Army. Looks in the repairs again. The Sturm ponies, of course, cussing out the crew. Mein Gott! It's not even been 5 Minuten and you got this thing damaged again? What do you think these engines are made of? Well, I don't know. German engineering? Pfft! These are made in Czechoslovakia, which is actually quite good at making engines. Why don't these things work? Fights moving forwards here. Truck up there for Paul.A.D. Going for the point there. Tank almost done with Skeletron. Academy of halfway done there for Paul.A.D. Fighter makers ready to pop a surprise. Good, they get Baldeladnung. So they quickly pop up the other door. And he chosen the wrong door. That obviously would have been quite painful there for Skeletron. Ooh, straight for the mechanized armor company. Yeah, that's aggressive there by Skeletron. That is very aggressive. Oh, he cancels it. He cancels it as soon as he sees the scrap hunted quarters. And instead goes for the H-6M assault gun. Ooh la la. Not something you see typically, but a nice refreshing shift here from Skeletron and the Red Army. Bunging it in the conscripts, folds him away. Also, fun fact about the Lux, there actually was a version of it, well, similar version based off the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38T. Looked very similar. I don't know, it's very similar, but you know, basically was the same, just with a slightly more, you know, turret that was similar to the 222 armored car. But that was very much, I think, largely the same performance and purpose and all that. Fun fact. H-6 right about done here, but Skeletron's definitely been an awkward spot versus Paul.A.D, and then again the H-6 could theoretically help. It's a bit of an overlooked weapon, and so much looks can surprise the players if they don't know what to expect, since again, it actually packs quite a punch versus light to medium armor. Plus, it also doubles artillery thanks to light to badge ability. Going straight here for the Lux. Good first shot there from the H-6M. It also veterans up fast, which of course is another advantage to the H-6. Ha! Unlocks the camouflage veteran ability, but the veteran ability is tracking. Only really discovered that one now. That's weird. And his point there being seized. Fighter makes move forwards. The fighter makers can be quite helpful, of course, with the tech. You can equip them with the FT-42s, or additional FT-42s, of course. Remember, there you go. H-6 scores a kill and gains veterans E1. Nice there for Skeletron. You might want to put more effort on the south around this, or the north, I mean, rather than the south. Yeah, there's a lot of open ground there versus Paul.A.D. I think that'll do Skeletron there a lot of good. T7 pulling up here for Skeletron, so a sudden heavy push to light vehicles, and again, backed up the H-6 means he can also fight against a Panzer IV, for example, or deal with a Puma with a bit of well-handled H-6M assault gun play. Picks up the Shrap hunted quarters. Troops enforcing healing there for Paul.A.D. Looks like northwards. Guns are being hammered. Fighter makers ambushed. H-6 shoots. Hits a slight ledge there, whatever you kind of call that. Second shot misses as well. Bit awkward there for Skeletron. Bit awkward. See some of those out here for Skeletron, the Red Army. This is some crates for shattered by the assault gun.
300 points stand between us and defeat.
Season Northern Points. Very good. Definitely, I think, much more than just bashing head into the south all the time here versus Paul.A.D and the 11th SS Panzergrenadier Division Nordland. See some sitting out there. It's a potent company now here for Skeletron. It's not seeing any discos as of yet. Not against the field guns though. Fighting's being snapped with the T-7. Kevin Brown is shooting that back. Coming up against the tank grenade, perhaps. And there you go. Damage it looks close coming up to lay down sandwich. Right next to the backbone here to support position. Very good. Northern points then being seized here, backing off in the centre. Disco machine and they're ready and arriving for Skeletron. Thumbs up. Looks like need repairs again. My God, what did I tell you? Stop getting the engine wrecked. Well, I'm sorry. It's not my fault the Russians keep chucking anti-tank grenades at us. Well, you could try and stay safe from them. I mean, you know, there's not really a distance for it. You're a tank. You can move fast. Stop complaining. Discovers the front gun is up north here, conscripting forwards there. We got the conscripting up there providing support as well. Moving in with the T-76M. Damage engine looks again. Right in front of the Stern Pioneers. Panzer IV mod in the Paul.A.D. Echelon 6 on the move there. Might try and take out the Schwerpunted quarters here. They may want a field gun first. So assist with that. Could also use the T-70 spot for the Echelon 6. That way fire the Schwerpunted quarters from a slightly safe distance. Northern points continue to be seized here. Very good. Though that said, Paul.A.D. has assembled a fighter-maker platoon to launch a counterattack and clean up the north. Thumbs up there to Paul.A.D. Assault and then bombarding these Schwerpunted quarters. They can actually force back. That's lucky. The Skeletron that is less lucky than Paul.A.D. Fighting continuing their northern advance here. Halfway to the 2 on the Echelon 6M. Counts goes ping-pin down in the centre by the MD-34 here. Looks also close to Veteran 3 there. Teach coming centrewards. Just coming forwards. Fielding away the Skeletron and the Red Army. There we go. Fighter makers claiming back north of Deutschland. Units and something getting hammered here with the looks. Panther 4 ready here for Paul.A.D. adding a pinlock machine gun. Very good. Mission 6 in the south here getting a little closer. Fixing it up with the Pioneers at the same time. Field gun has arrived up north here. T-Center trying to flash out the fighter makers. Just, you know, need to spot them. And in this case, they oblige Skeletron by, you know, giving away the positions. There we go. Half the unit white. Other squad a bit smart, it seems. Does not fire away willy-nilly. In the south, the Panther rushing in, but there you go. Caught with the field and coming to pop anti-tank grenades well here. And we see heavy damage to the Panther 4. The main gun is out, and the Panther 4 is down. A stinging blow to Paul.A.D's Panther 4 barely did anything. With full Skeletron savagely destroyed it. Oh dear, this actually confers a bit of advantage there to Skeletron over Paul.A.D. North, the T-70 pushing back the fighter makers. And technically, you could actually now go for the Schwerpunted cores, in which case Paul.A.D. is going to be in a bit of a pickle. Since at that point, he has no way to get out more armor. His opponent, of course, is actually bringing up a second Echelon 6, meaning even Puma's going to have a hard time. And there's still the T-70 to deal with. This could actually be a comeback here for Skeletron against Paul.A.D. This could get very dangerous for Paul.A.D. Very dangerous. Echelon 6 there, halfway done. And also halfway to the ace level. Up north, the Counter being pursued by the looks. T-70 could rush in to try and deal with it, maybe, or the Echelon 6s could. But it's very likely he's going to just try and finish off the Schwerpunted quarter as fast as possible, which is a pretty good idea. Trying to shoot at it. Echelon 6 moving in. Second one almost done. Pretty rare to see a player with double Echelon 6Ms, but again, can actually deal with a lot of light to medium vehicles and armor. T-70 back up from the north. Second Echelon 6M has arrived here for Skeletron.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
North conscripts round it. Feeling ready to open up the Schwerpunted quarters. T-70 starting around the MD-34 crews. Looks going for it. And we got a bandit soldier to further pressure here from Paul.A.D. on Skeletron. Very good. Contributing forward here. Field gun from 6 turning around here, being outmaneuvered grenade off the field gun. There's assault coming in, push the T plus the T-12. The looks taking hits here though, could take knocked out here, anti-tank grenades off. And the looks is down, another single blow to Paul.A.D. Now all of his armor is gone. But he gets the field gun crew, but the disco actually forces infantry retreat there. Up north, the T-70 going for the cannon, which could be, oh dear, another slap across the face here for Paul.A.D. and the Germans. He's going for a Puma now, interestingly enough. Perhaps sensing some sense of pressure here in chief from Skeletron. At this rate though, he's not gonna like be able to go for anything out of the shroud pounded quarters anyways, since there's now 2 assault guns and the field guns about to try and take it out here, which of course is going to be quite painful here for Paul.A.D. And there you go, assault guns firing away there. Could use tracking it to maybe spot out there for it, or get a T-sim down to the spot. Puma almost done. More Academys there for Paul.A.D. up north. Academy secured there by Skeletron. Skeletron looking like he's actually now turning the game around in his favour. Really good play then, showing some mistakes for Paul.A.D. further compounded here the situation. Almost ace low on that Issue 6M. In fact, it is now giving it a rate of fire boost. Shroud Pandacles there, almost knocked out. Puma ramming there for Paul.A.D. It's going to be a bit of a chance to get close to the Issue 6s without getting knocked out very fast. You can see again with the ace assault gun, which can do some heavy damage to the Puma pretty fast. He's going to try nonetheless to flank it from the north, heading one of the more, extreme assault guns down the sides of this. Oh, they could get an anti-tank grenade, but no, gets caught in the smoke and can't see them pop the anti-tank grenade. Great fortune there for Paul.A.D. in the centre of the console, wiped out by the Foxmakers. Paul.A.D. launching another infantry assault. We could, retreat. They could have possibly tried to bank grenade and swipe out the other console squad, at which point Skeletron has just been down to 1 infantry squad. Puma now goes down up north here to an anti-tank grenade as he's too preoccupied in the south, and so allows Skeletron to get close enough to chuck a grenade added, costing Paul.A.D. his Puma there, leaving no vehicles and armor. Meanwhile, Skeletron's assault guns and T-70 trudging through there, though. As said, it's not all over yet for Paul.A.D. He still has, I think, one particular advantage here versus Skeleton currently. He enjoys a distinct infantry advantage, but Skeletron only has 2 Kranska squads. He's got 2 fighter makers, 2 close and strong pioneers. And while the T-70 assault guns are a problem, if Paul.A.D. can leverage an infantry well enough, could actually be able to turn the game around with Skeletron again, but it's going to cause some work here. And Skeletron, of course, begins to replace the infantry, being in more armor. It could, of course, still room for Skeletron. But there you go, got another M5 half-track assault go out here for Skeletron and the Red Army. Some intense fighting here between Skeletron and Paul.A.D. Field gun cleared out again. Folks moving forward to the fighting spot. We got a half-track on the flank here. Not enough use for the quad mount. Not enough. Skeletron pulling away most of the light vehicles away from the south. In the centre, we got the half-track up north, point the McSees with engineers who quickly retreat. Well, the engineer. Field gun there could persist over Paul.A.D. and turn against Skeletron. That does certainly be great there. More Academys for Paul.A.D. as well. Skeletron retreating all of the armour there. And assault guns into the base. No further tech yet there for Skeletron. But obviously with another half-track assault group, that's a lot of manpower fuel, making it harder for him to just, go for that tech. Got a fuel cache being, not fuel cache, but fuel drop being down there for Skeletron, the Red Army. The south, the troops moving about. Go on the northern points. Fuel caches. Crates drop there. It's a total of 3. Very nice. Troops moving ahead here through the south towards the centre, and again a lot of infantry, which in particular then combined with the van assault could possibly threaten to overwhelm Skeletron there. Half track far from enough nations there, so we'll have to see how it makes use of that. I mean, it can be used excellent to support infantry, give more mobility. It's obviously not like it's bad without the upgrade, but with what little infantry he has left, he may want to bring in some more stuff first. Fighter makes it was the guard squad, grenade off, but oh, there you go, Valiant assault. This could be a real problem here. There you go, contractually, these 2 fighter makers with 432-42s and calls Valiant assault, absolutely getting torn to shreds. Half supported, which can reinforce the field. I promise the fighter makers just doing more damage than the green force. There you go, 1 con squad about to get wiped out here, plus the guard squad, yes. And there we go, huge blows there to Skeletron. Just lost 2 infantry squads, and the fighter makers only lost 1 man. Really just highlighting how good they are, but combined with Valiant is starting to become amazing. Half-track needs to go down, a huge blow to Skeletron. He still has a vehicle advantage there with the 2 assault guns and the T-70, but infantry-wise, he's in a really bad place now with just 1 infantry squad versus opponents. Well, for now, he did get a full gun squad somewhere, which is good for Skeletron, but Skeletron is dangerously low on infantry, and definitely needs to rectify that soon. I mean, he's taking up, they're going to go for some tanks soon, which is good, but he absolutely cannot, like, just rely on just a single infantry squad for too long. That is not going to end up well for Skeletron, particularly when the opponent still has an overwhelming infantry advantage in comparison. As always, my rule of thumb is minimum 3 infantry squads there, that's like the bare minimum. But currently, Skeletron, you know, is nowhere near that, so he definitely needs to, I think, rectify that soon. But that said, he still has, like, you know, good chunk of the map, good chunk of the resources, and again a good chunk of the vehicles. But even then, like, you know, this kind of infantry disparity is something that could allow Paul.A.D to really swing the game back in his favour eventually with some good patience and timing. So, Skeletron here definitely needs to replace the infantry losses, and the sooner the better. Stuff exploding under the heavy barrages of the assault guns, ace level, and get more to go for his ace level. Puma being pushed back here. Paul.A.D, I imagine, not quite keen on throwing away another Puma too fast. Northern fuel being seized, very good there. Of course, need to connect the other points. Seize the southern point, very good, thumbs up. There we go, Amchair for Skeletron and the Red Army, the second class mechanized corps. Seizing the point with the Sturmpioneer, Puma moving in. Assault gun being fixed up. Assault gun teasing northwards. Puma shoots Mr. T-70, assault gun moving in, there we go, ace assault gun, jump arms being mauled as well, ace level T-70 as well there. Shoots, misses the Puma, assault gun moving up, they could take it out, but no, Puma swinging 2 round sharp corner there, too fast. And allows the assault gun to, well, not target it. At the same time, we got another push in the south here from Skeletron, with the assault gun making way first, engineers another Arcadian effort, but crucially, no way of dealing with the Fallschirmjäger. Not even like Infantry that could fight back. North is using points here. Back at base, we got the Sherman out there for Skeletron, and the pin mounted 50 cal, thumbs up. South beam bombardment from the field gun, probably hoping to catch the Fallschirmjägers, but they have already since moved away. Very good play there for Paul.A.D. Sherman rushing forward here, catching the Falcon loose, but also gets hit by the Academy off the field gun on the flank, and there goes damaged engine. Could of course fire smuggling, he does do so. Thumbs up there to Skeletron. Very good. Definitely a bit frustrating there for Paul.A.D. Assault gun moving in. Puma moving in as well there, but the assault gun should have cover against that. Should get the Sherman out of there. Oh, he might actually lose it here. Fallschirmjägers nearby. Feeling bombarding, comes around. Oh, the disc active round getting shredded here, but the Fallschirmjägers are kept moving up here. T-Sim rushing in. Got to lose the plant grenade off here. Watch the field, the disc machine gun crew there. Sherman needs to keep moving, Skeletron. Almost wiped the Fallschirmjägers, that have been a bit painful there for Paul.A.D. T-34 for Skeletron. Sherman being hauled further northwards. Paul.A.D managed to bring out a machine gun. T-34 from 6 almost done. But Skeletron is still very low on infantry. We got the field on the body here, number 2. There's quite some bombardment range there. T-Sim rushing in here. Flanking like Kedmathers. Puma moving in. Assault gun up north. Good front support. There we go. A good hit. There we go. T-Sim knocked out. Quite stinging blow there. 2 Skeletron. Nice little win there for Paul.A.D. There we go. The assault gun here comes forwards and gets the Puma. Paul.A.D down to no vehicles here as opponent again. He does have the infantry advantage. We grab the Dishka. We also think at this point easily have the support weapon advantage. Skeletron could also begin dispatching forces southwards, but he definitely needs more infantry. Make no mistake. Even Force 6 rushes in there, plugging the gaps, reinforcing I think the Fallschirmjäger should retreat soon. They can, of course, try and stay around for a bit in front of the T-34s from 6, but the chance of getting wiped will increase as time goes on. Of northeast Sturm punching forward, Sherman being fixed up still, using the conscripts to repair, by the way, because they can repair with the counter repair capability, which is part of the doctrine.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Not the best repair ability, by the way, but you know, in a pinch, it's better than nothing. So nice work there for Skeletron, nice work. The south, the assault gun and T-34 going for Paul.A.D's mechanized regiment. Could destroy that before we get to the Puma. That would be particularly uncomfortable here for Paul.A.D. Using southern field point. One unit is arriving in the north. Okay, now it's moving in to help deal with Skeletron's T-34 and assault gun. And there goes third Puma for Paul.A.D. Need to fix up the Sherman. Again, we've caught in a bad spot. Assault gun and T-34 knocking up, getting up, but the assault gun too slow, gets shattered by heavy anti-tank gunfire here from Paul.A.D. and Deutschland. Sherman almost good to go for Skeletron. Still no infantry for Skeletron though. Still no infantry. T-34 I think is going to go down to the Puma. I think he realises that. Because he's getting shot there. And get away with this actually now. That's going to be fairly close here. Paul keeps up the pursuit. The other comes nearby. Shot bounces. Whew. Talk about a close shave there. Up north, the disco as the conscience backed up, but then you could fall breeding tank for the Skeleton's infantry. Going for more engineers to speed up repairs, but again, it's not going for infantry. Sherman pushed back. So what is Skeleton planning? Could it be like another M5 half-tech assault group, or there's something else here being pondered within his mind? Paul.A.D. with more Sturmpioniere, not bothering with repair parties, it seems. He could go for a King Tiger, but first of course it would be worth it and wouldn't require too much time doing nothing here for Paul.A.D. 7 kills on the Sherman. Ken Williams up, gets a good hit there, gets a good hit. And the south we got by chemistry the points. Assault gun holding up there. Whoops. Field drop there for Skeletron, the Red Army. Plenty of manpower being floated. I think there should easily be a space there for at least some infantry. Seems like he is not super sold on that. So another MCHA there for Skeletron. Would typically only hand out to the Guards Mechanized Corps, their most elite armored formation, but usually be replacing T-35s and those. Little fun fact there, by the way. A little fun fact there. Choosing the southern point for Kednafer. Truck on the way there for Paul.A.D. Another truck for Paul.A.D. So he's going for another Schwerpanzer quarter, so he's definitely not going for a King Tiger, but then what is he planning? There we go, another disco there for Skeletron. Still no infantry though. Still no infantry. That is a bit concerning. He's also not upgraded the one clan squad he has with mobilized reserves, which also stands out a bit. In particular since, you know, that would also, you know, benefit from the counter repair capability again to like slightly speed up the repair speed on the units, so a bit odd. Ascend to the train to the Disca and the Fallschirmjägers. Unleashing control and let. They've got 30 kills on those. Shem rushing forward here, no 50 kills on that one yet. He's planning it. Shot 5, missed, forces charge from the continent near sea. Second shell moving up, or T-34 moving up there. He's got a total of 3 tanks, 1 assault gun versus a clone with no tank, but again, a lot more infantry. And of course, several anti-tank weapons. Positive shots, bit out in the opening, be careful there. Oh, wipe! Nice kill there for Skeletron. Going for the mechanized regiment again, which is almost knocked out here. Up north, they've got the assault gun and the Sherman moving forward with the Sherman. Takes too many hits, his munitions cooked off, killing the crew. Assault gun trying to get away with the field gun on the flank here. Turning into a big mess of Skeletron around the center. There's machine being cleared out quickly here by Paul.A.D. No mercy is shown. In the south, Mechanized Red goes down. Could he be going for a base destruction plan? Could he be playing an annihilation win now versus Paul.A.D.? Oh my. So he's trying to destroy the flank placement, which I don't think it necessary for that. Let's set the flank emplacements can theoretically damage the tanks. I can understand why he wants to clear those out. Infantry support here like Headland as well. Got the second flank emplacement, turning towards the Belgrade headquarters. So yeah, there's actually a chance that he is in fact planning a annihilation victory all of a sudden. That's pretty rare to see, but I can see the logic here for Skeletron with the current situation there. Another T-34 on board fuel drops as well. Almost got it. And down it goes. Jump up in hammer debates up, Puma could be in trouble. Let's set the strap hand cord means he can't get this annihilation when he takes out the commanding cord. He needs to find that first. Pushes out of the base pump due to the threat of all the anti-tank weapons in the south. It's hard to clean out the remaining few units he's got left. Heavy damage to the tanks here. Apart from the flak. Quite a mess here. And we got air support here to prevent him from destroying the strap hand quarters. And that's again open up the gateway there to a possible annihilation win here against Paul.A.D. Sherman down, he's down to just two T-34s. Now Puma Goat trying for an attempt to kill here on the T-34. Pop smoke. Whew. This match has only gone a few places for sure. Authorizing the strap hand quarters. Luftwaffe strikes at the T-34s from 6. Kanonenvögeln tearing through the T-34s on with their first guns. Puma then nearby, could take it out. There we go. T-34 down to just one T-34. And we got another Guards assault team now. M5 half-track assault group there from Skeletron. That's going to be like his fourth one. Good lord. But at this point, I think the chances of Skeletron coming through on this one are fairly low. I mean, not in theory impossible, but I would say fairly unlikely now. Fairly unlikely. Center half rushing force against the infantry. 4 becoming cleared out here. Closing down the crew in cold blood. They'll try and take out the disc and then, oh, there's 10 to tank nearby. They're going to clear out the half track. T-5 on the base. Getting hit by the Kedmeffer and the Puma. Turret jam. Oh, turret ring jammed. Turret jam ringed. Going for any tanks with the Guards assault or Guards rifle infantry. We're going for the T-Fiddle to try and finish it off. Good hit on the Dishka. Shot bounced. Really close one there. Got the Puma. And the T-54 gets knocked out.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
More fuel drops here for Skeletron. We got 56 for 18.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Front 18, 56. And more Falcons to Paul.A.D, keeping up his infantry complement, where Skeletron's been considerably less good at that.
We are losing territory.
Yeah, at this point, I think Skeletron is very much dead in the water here. I think his options are fairly limited, and Paul.A.D, despite all his other losses, still remains, I think, with a better force composition, better control of the map. Although that ace field certainly doesn't hurt either at all. But certainly quite a few tanks and vehicles just been destroyed in this match so far. I mean, we're talking several Shermans, T-34s, a Panzer IV, numerous Pumas, and assault guns. Very quiet though otherwise. Again, the match is just sort of slightly shaped dwindling out here. Skeletron, that still seems to believe in victory, or at least the commissar that's pointing a gun to his head believes in victory. Keep fighting, Comrade Skeletron. Keep fighting.
We have been reduced to 25 points.
I and Comrade Stalin believe in you. Can be cleared out there. Sherman rushing south at sea for Skeletron.
Our AT guns have been neutralized.
He's about to get wiped out, and there goes Skeletron. Apparently managed to escape the Commissar. So there you go, GG, game over. A nice little fight here, a lot of back and forth here. Was close at times for Skeletron, but again, the infantry proved to be, I think, the crucial measure there that really made it hard for him to like maintain control there versus Paul.A.D's stronger infantry there, and Paul.A.D, so to a large degree, one of the fights makers and just good plays there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.